So this isn't really the video that I was intending, but it is linked. So the stuff on the left is what we painted the Porsche Panamera in the last video with the black chrome, and on the right that's the elusive red version, which I did think was going to give us a finish like this, Spectra Flame as they call it. Well, in so much as anybody calls it anything, I mean Hot Wheels call it that. I don't really think anybody else has really ever tried to give it a name. It's transparent paint over shiny bare metal that kind of looks like chrome, so it sort of looks like red chrome or whatever colour you paint it with. These are we're just going over some of the test subjects that will be involved in the video. It's just a few things that have either projects that have either ground to a halt or are only halfway through, or I thought it'd be a good opportunity just to get all these, get a few kick-started all at once. So starting with the Porsche 911 body shell that you saw there, we're just going to go through each one, paint each one with a different base colour, like in this case it's the gold that I used on the Coronet a couple of videos back, and then go over it with this red taillight tint to see what kind of colours we get. The reason I've decided to do this, I mean, like I said, the next video was just going to be the Porsche from the last video, just doing the lights and things like that and finishing it off, and probably doing the lights on a couple of other cars as well. That'll be the next video, but this one is just a little bit of a sidetrack. I don't know how I came to be in possession of this, or what made me suddenly be determined to be in possession of the red version of that taillight tint. It's like I say, it's very hard to find in shops. I had to order it off Amazon. That's something I very rarely do. I like to go out and find things. And when it came, like I say, I was expecting it to just look like that Lotus Europa that I showed you a little bit of a clip of, all the sort of old-fashioned Spectra Flame type finish. It's absolutely nothing like that, not even remotely. You know, sometimes when you think you've been clever, you're the clever one, and this big company, they're the stupid ones, and they're the ones that have got it all wrong. Well, yeah, it was a bit like that. I just thought, well, I don't know why you'd want to put a transparent red tint on taillights which are already transparent red. It seems a bit pointless, but you know, if they want to be idiots and make a product like that, that's fine. I'll take advantage of it because I can use it for this. And of course, I just thought, yeah, I'll have got that right. It'll be me that's being clever here, and the company will all just be being stupid. Just all of them are just being stupid. They've just decided to make a pointless product that nobody'd want to buy. It's just sailed through product development. Nobody's ever questioned it at any point, and next thing you know, it's on the shelves. Nobody's buying it. Yeah, of course it was going to be like that, and not at all just that I might have got the wrong end of the stick and got the wrong idea about what this stuff was. Of course I got the wrong idea about what it was. It's not a pointless red tint to go on something that's already red tinted. It's actually to keep the taillight red but make it look like it's painted red, like it's opaque. So I still don't quite see how it would be a widely desired application, but it's not quite the unnecessary thing that I thought it was. So just to interrupt myself, yeah, this is the 911 body. I was very pleased with how this turned out in the end, because it's like a chromish gold with this red taillight tint over the top of it, and you can just see the gold coming through in places. It sort of makes it look, in some lights it almost looks like a kind of peach colour. Quite pleased with it. This is the rest of them. They've all been done in different colours. Yeah, the blue ones, I had a feeling they weren't really going to work out. It's not quite as simple as blue and red mixed purple. It doesn't always work like that. So now it's that unusual Chevrolet concept car. I think it was when it was. I think the real thing was kind of like, this is what the next Corvette's going to look like, and then obviously the next Corvette just didn't look anything like that. That's usually how concept cars work. So the gold that's on this is the more yellowy gold that we used on the Plymouth in a recent video. It's that exact same gold. I really do like this colour. So it'd be very interesting to see what this turns out like. But yeah, it's not a transparent red by any stretch of the imagination. It's quite an opaque looking red. It has a little bit of an oily sheen over it, which is quite nice. and it's, rather than being transparent, it's translucent, so it'll let light through. So the overall effect will be, if you put it onto some taillights, which is what it's been designed for. Oh yeah, this is that unbranded Corvette that I did it light blue and then put the stuff over the top. This doesn't actually turn out particularly nice, if I'm honest, but I had a feeling that it wouldn't really work over a blue. So yeah, as I was saying, actually on some taillights it looks like an opaque red with a bit of a pearly finish. But then when the lights come on, the lights will still come through. So they don't really look like they're going to be lights when they're not working, and then when they are working, there's light there. That's how some tail light tints work. I mean, I did know this, but for some reason I didn't think that this red was going to be like that. So this whole video has come about as a result of me trying to explore what can be done with this unusual red. If it had turned out to be like I thought it was, then I probably wouldn't have done quite such an expansive video on it. I'd have just featured it. I am going to be doing something on the transparent paints, a sort of Spectraflame Candy, whatever you want to call them. I will be doing something on those at some point, and I'd have probably just featured, it'd have probably just been a small segment in that. Whereas as it is, it's turned out to be a bit weird, so it's kind of got its own video. So this is that other Chevrolet concept car. Yeah, the underlying base coat on this is the metallic red that I did the Leslie Studebaker in. So yeah, all the greatest hits, they're all coming back. I think this is just coincidentally the paints that I've used. I don't think it wasn't really meant to be a kind of paint reunion of all the other videos. So the idea of this is like a red on red. Just see if this other red will come through and make a difference to the final finish. It does, to be fair, but the one that I haven't showed being painted, because like I say, I wasn't really going to be making a video about this particular paint just yet. This is a summer die cast, really very old and quite cheap Countach, but it's got some nice details in the casting, and I just thought the underlying paint on this that I used was bronze, so I thought it'd be interesting to see what this translucent red looks like over a metallic bronze. I've got a feeling it might give us a bit of an old 70s Matchbox colour, which it doesn't look like it at the moment. But now this is another little bit of a diversion, because it's another type of, this is window tint. It's a little bit different in nature. It's runnier. For some reason it's not as thick, and I thought, because it's got a slight blue tinge to it, I thought put it over this this Majorette Fiat Panda that I've done in like a metallic blue. If I'm honest, I'm not massively bowled over with the result. It looks all right, but it's not. I could have just cut this bit out. Really, it wouldn't have affected the video. But it's been filmed. It might as well go in. So yeah, as I was saying, the first one that I did with this, I very painstakingly mirror polished it, expecting to get that kind of transparent red Spectraflame effect, and that didn't happen. But what I got was something quite unexpected that in the end I was really happy with. So I think we'll be moving on to that roundabout now, and if you look in the light you can just see a slightly pearlescent gleam to it. You can't really tell that I've mirror polished it. You can't really see the sort of chrome metal of the body underneath it anymore. It's drowned that out. But that could still be an integral part of what we're looking at here, because this colour, and certainly the shade of red, is markedly different to all the rest of them, as you'll see when we line them all up. But overall, I'm quite pleased with that. It's very unusual, and it's not what I was expecting, and not what I had planned for this particular car. But now it's in this colour, I think it looks pretty good, and we'll finish it off and build it back up like that. So yeah, again, the Porsche, really pleased with how that turned out. Like a strange, almost, I don't know, it's like it's red, but you can sort of see the gold just peeking through it a little bit. So we'll just go through the rest of them, and there's plenty of opportunity to see this and all the others at the end, well, in the last bit of the video. Yeah, this is the other Chevrolet concept. I'm not sure what this was meant to be a concept of. It looks a little bit like that. SSR pickup truck that they did at the front, only at the front. Rest of it, I don't know, maybe it was going to be an Impala perhaps, or Malibu maybe. I'm very happy with how this one's turned out as well. Also very happy with the Countach. That's turned out very coppery. The more I look at it, the more I think it really is like the Matchbox Countach from the early 70s. Yeah, the sort of very running track like concept car. That's it's hard to say whether that's an orange or a bronze. Either way, I'm very happy with the colour that's emerged. So I say emerged. That isn't really a daft word to use for this. I mean, the rest of the video now really is just shots of the cars, just for the comparison of all the different shades of red and orange that this one tin of taillight tint has managed to create. So while we pan around these cars, admiring the different shades and different effects that it's created in different lights from different angles, it's probably not a bad time for me just to continue rabbiting on about about the whole point of this in the first place and why use this. I mean, on the face of it, it might seem a little bit more awkward to use than other aerosols, mainly because not because it's difficult to spray and get a good finish with, because it's not. As long as you're applying the paint in quick, short bursts. But just to interrupt myself again for a second, we're just going to have a look at the two that didn't turn out all that well. The unbranded Corvette, yeah, I've thought of something else entirely that I can do with this. A lot of it's really to do with how I prep the metal, i.e. not properly. The Panda, I might try and work on this a little bit and get a better finish on it. But yeah, certainly all the ones that are like this one and all the ones that are lined up here. This is kind of like the winner's circle. These are the ones that I am happy with. And yeah, as I was saying, it's very easy to get this kind of finish using this type of paint. The thing that's awkward about it is the fact that you're looking at least a 12-hour curing period. It's not like normal aerosol paints where you can apply the paint and within half an hour you can handle it. It's not like that. Once you've put the paint on this, do not touch it with your fingers for at least 12 hours, and you can't really consider it properly cured until the 24-hour mark. But what you will notice during that period, if you keep having a glance at them, don't touch them of course, but if you keep having a glance at them while they're curing, you'll notice that the colour is kind of developing. It's when you first put the paint on, they don't look anywhere near as good as they're going to do by the end. They'll look much cloudier, flatter, and just generally more disappointing in terms of the colour in the early stages. Whereas after 24 hours, you get a true idea of what the colour's actually going to look like, and it invariably looks something. In terms of the finish, it will invariably look like this. But you'll always find that the end colour will be slightly more transparent and allow more paint through than it looked like it was going to do. Yeah, those three weird ones that you just saw at the end there, yeah, you didn't see those. They're not there. No, they're going to be part of a future video about a different kind of paint technique. I just thought I'd mention that, and show that just for anybody who realises that from this original lineup that I show here, this one didn't actually end up getting painted with the taillight tint. That's because something else got done with that. So yeah, we will be seeing it again. So yeah, so going back to what I was saying, the only real downside to using taillight tint is the long curing time. But that's far outweighed by the fact that, I mean, it's its own lacquer. You don't need to lacquer it. You don't even need to think about polishing it. It's tough enough to survive in the real world on real cars. So it's gonna this finish is gonna last. It's gonna still look like that in years to come. And really, the possibilities for shade variations and things like that are endless. You can just experiment forever with putting different colours underneath this stuff and just seeing what you get. So once again, thanks for watching, and I hope it's of some slight earthly use to you.